this third session today, we're now going to start breaking down into smaller chunks. We've done our opening 8 bars and then the second 8 bars, which was just a little bit higher in the top hand. We're now getting more into the nitty-gritty of the piece, so we're going to just look at 4 bars today. And again, we're going to increase that volume a little bit more, so we've sort of done it up in increments each time. So I'm going to do the right hand section of this first, because we have 3 bars that are exactly the same, and they start all the way up here. So there's middle C here, so we're in the octave above. We've got our thumb on an E, C, A, so we're on an A minor triad there. And we've got an accent on our opening note, so our thumb note is going to give it a bit more welly. And that pattern, we do those 3 going down, and then we step down a note and do the next 3 going down, and then it just moves back and forth between those lot 3 times. So we're going to go E, C, A, D, B, G. Okay, and notice how I do that. I play the 1, 2, and then just before I play the 3, I get my thumb ready on the next lot of 3. And then I just pop out 2 and 3 onto the remainder of that chord. Then get my 1 ready up here. These 2 go back on. You can see how that thumb's going all the way over every time, because that one in particular is accented. Da, 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 da. It needs to stand out, and we need to make sure of all the places this is a particularly important place for that thumb to be doing its hard work. Okay, so we've got those 3 bars. I'm going to look at the 4th bar at the end once we've just got the beginning of this first of all. So I'm going to add our left hand into this. So our left hand has a whole beat's rest, but it can be getting ready to be on the E just above middle C. Finger 2 can go on the D right next to it, and then I find using your 4 is the most comfortable, and it's going to the A just below middle C. After that, when we've played these 3, we're actually just going to swap to finger 2 for the next set of notes. Our left hand goes, and then to G, back to A, back to G. So it's just nicely moving between 2 notes down there once you've done this initial opening. E, D, A, G, A, G, there. So if I put these together, I'm going to slow it down a touch. Top hand, E, C, A is all on its own, and it's as you move to the next thumb, and as you play that next thumb, that the left hand thumb is going to come in with it. Other than the very opening rest, there's no rests in this left hand to be thinking about now, so you don't have to worry about the damping side of things. So if I try that section again, so we've got the 3 notes in the top hand, and then as it goes on to the next thumb, when we're on the G triad, that's when our left hand thumb's joining in. I'm going to do some counting in as well from about here onwards, because I think it's useful if you're going to try and play along to have a bit of a count in. So 1 and 2 and okay, those are the 3 bars. We now have 1 more bar to add in. I'm going to play the 4 bars all together, and then I'm going to talk you through that last bar. Here we go. You'll notice that there is a little rhythmical difference in there. If you're looking at the music at this point, you can see that the right hand has been marked in 3/4 and has 3 steady crotchets in it. The left hand is still in 6/8, like the whole piece has been, and we have 2 dotted crotchets in there. So we need to fit that rhythm together. If you subdivide it, they both add up to 6 quavers, so they still completely work together, but it changes the feel just for that one quirky little bar. So we need to work out how we're going to do that. Again, let's slow it down some more. I found a way that's quite helpful to get the feel of this. If I do the bar just before it, which is this pattern from the starting on the E, going down one, and this hand's just on the A to the G, and then in this last bar it's just going to do 2 A's. I found that if I add some extra notes into the top hand and turn it, rather than being an A crotchet, a B crotchet and a C crotchet, if I make it 2 A quavers, 2 B quavers and 2 C quavers, but with the same fingers that I would otherwise do, it helps me to get a feel of how the two fit together. And then when we've practiced that a little bit, we can take out those second quavers and the move still happens where it did, but hopefully it feels more like it. So going from the bar before a lot slower and adding in these additional quavers just for the learning process. Okay, so in doing that, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. It's not a pattern we do very often. But in doing that I can go A, B, and as I do that second B, that's where my left hand second note is going to come in. Okay, so if I go from the bar before, I think it's best to do this not in isolation, to do it with that bar before. Okay, and if you try that with me, I'll give you a count in. 1 and 2 and okay, I'm going to do that a few more times like that. In fact, I'm just going to keep it going round with those double quavers in, and then I'm going to let those double quavers drop out. So here we go, 1 and 2 and so we get the feel of it from having done da 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 dum, and then da 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 dum. We can get that still carrying on with the right place in the left hand. Put those 4 bars together then. So our left hand's going to get ready, E, D, and 4th finger on the A. Just feels a bit more comfortable than stretching my 3 to it. Just feels a bit more comfortable, and after that I'm just going to go to finger 2 anyway. Top hand is on that A minor triad. E, C, A, 1 and 2 and okay, definitely something to work on. And then we need to think about the speed that we were going before with our intro and make sure that we can match that. And that's the end of day 3. Well done.